Hey everybody, how's it going today? I got my Dragon Ball Super, call this my Black Zoo deck. And it's built around Zamasu and Goku Black. Here's the leader card. That's the front. And this is the back. The front is the basic leader card, but the back, instead of taking damage from your life, you could put 5 cards in your deck into your drop area instead of taking 1 damage. And obviously if it's 2 damage, you put 10 cards in your drop area. So that's what this deck is built around. Okay, it's a very strong deck, and it is basically, you can survive just about anything because you get extra life as your deck. The only deck that really gives us a problem, I would think, is the one that once you have 8 energy, you can the leader card. It's another Zamasu card. It destroys 4 your life if you have 8 energy per turn. So you don't want to have 8 energy down, and that deck is designed to put energy down on your opponent when you play it. So you only have so much time before you're going to have 8 energy, but even still, I think this deck could beat that deck. But that's the only deck that I think that would give it trouble in my experience. So let's go through the deck. Has 60 cards. All these cards here, there's 60 of them. Okay, now the main card of the deck is this mass replication. It's a field card, and what it does is it when you play a Goku Black card, you get to put down a blocker token right here. Once per turn, when you play a Goku Black card in your battle area, if your leader is a Goku Black or Zamasu card, play a shadow token, and the shadow tokens, because of this card, get blocker. So you put this card down, and then any Goku Black card you play, like even this like low cost 2, will give you a 10,000 power blocker. So you want to get this card out immediately. So when when you get your cards, you want to have this in your hand, or you want to have, let me find it. Where is he at? Evil Accomplice, Goku Black. Because what this does is it lets you go get a mass replication. So you want to have one of these cards in your hand when you draw your cards, or you just reshuffle. Because this card will let you go get this card. And once you play this card, every time you play a Goku Black, you will get a shadow token. And to go along with this combo is this Nightmare Scythe Goku Black. This card here lets you put out 2 additional shadow tokens with this. So when you play this card, that gives you 3. You get 1 from this ability, and then you get 2 from this ability. That's 3 shadow tokens. Unless they would change the rules, that's how I read it. So you have three blockers. And then eventually you can, every time you put a Goku Black down, you get a shadow token. Now you can't play more than 1 Goku Black. Like for instance, say you had 8 energy and you played all 4 of these in 1 turn, you get 1 shadow token. You only get to use that once per turn. But he gets around it with his ability because he gets to put 2 down himself. So that would give you 3. So those are some of the cards. Let me go through some more cards. So this Evil Accomplice, like I said, that gives you the mass replication. Okay, and there's 4 of each of those. And then I showed you the Nightmare Scythe. That puts down 2 shadow tokens. This is a super key card. These 2 cards here are key to winning. And then I got 3 of these in here. These are Inviting the Darkness, and it's hard to see because they're foil cards, they're shiny, but this card lets you put an extra energy down in your energy area. So you can build up energy to speed up the deck and have more power to do things. Now again, this is bad against that energy deck, that when you have 8 energy, you lose 4 life with their leader card. But I have 4 of these in here, so you can sort of cheat. If you get high on energy, if you're playing against that deck, this card here, this Android 21, it will kill your opponents. Here's what it does. Choose 1 card from your energy and put in your drop area. When you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less and put them in the bottom of their owner's deck. So this is like a Wrath of God, where it destroys all your opponent's cards, all their battle cards, not a unison card, with 4 energy or less. But then you lose an energy. So if you're getting high in energy, you can play these cards, you know, and get 1 energy down. So you're not near that 8 energy if you would play against that deck. But even still, this card, if you're not playing against that deck, is great because it kills 4. It kills anything 4 or less. So if your opponent had out all these cards on the battlefield, it would just kill them all because they're all 2 or less. I mean, they're all 4 or less, and these are 2s. So that's how that card works. Then I've got another Goku Black. You want to have a lot of Goku Blacks because that lets you put down tokens. This card here, it's a 2 energy, but it gives you 15,000, which means it can attack the leader card when it's put over with no help. So when you play this card, if there's a card that's both blue and yellow in your energy, draw 2 cards. Then you have to discard 1. You can keep 1. So basically, this card will replace itself. If you have a yellow and blue energy in your energy. And based on that information, you want to add... Where's the other cards at? Oh, there they are. You want to add these 8 cards here to your deck. So ideally, on your first turn, you'd like to throw one of these down because these are both blue and yellow energies, and they're energy exhaust, which means they come in rest mode or tapped, we're going to call it, so you can't use it. So it's good to put this down on the first turn. That way you have your yellow and blue energy, so when you play this card, you get to draw extra cards. So you want to have at least one of these down in your energy pile. This one here is a combo, the super combo, so you can only put 4 in your deck. And basically will tap one of your opponent's cards when you use this. Here's what it says. If your leader card is blue or yellow, when you combo with this card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and switch it into rest mode. So you got to use this card correctly, so when they attack, you want to like use it right away and tap one of the other cards. So that means that basically you're taking away one of their attackers with this combo card. And it's blue and yellow, but you keep in mind it's energy exhaust. That's why you want to use it in the first turn. This one here, this is a counterattack card. It's blue and yellow, so you can put this down for energy if you want at the beginning. But since you're playing with Zamasu, this card only costs 2 to put out. It doesn't cost 4, it costs just 2, which would be yellow and 1 yellow, 1 blue. So you can counterattack with this, and then this stays on the field. That's what this card does. Okay. I really don't think about using the Aegis ability, but you know, you could if you want to. So that's this card. So then let's keep going with the Goku cards. I have 4 of these. This is a real powerful card because it only costs you 4 energy to put on top of a Goku Black, and you're gonna have lots of Goku Blacks. You're gonna have also Goku Blacks that you really don't care about that much, like this one here, because later in the game, when the leader card is 15,000, he's only 10,000, so this is sort of a waste. So you put him down, you could put him on top of him the next turn or the same turn, and now that becomes a triple strike 30,000 card. And if they have 5 more energy when you evolve this, you can destroy 2 of their energies, which is really key to slow them down. This deck is built to slow your opponent down while it builds up. So there's 4 of these in here. This is a really good card. Okay, and you might not think I would have something besides Goku Black and Zamasu, but I have 3 of these in here. This Trunks card is really good. It's unique because you can only have 1 out on the battlefield at one time. But if you have a blue unison card in play, which I'm gonna, because this is a blue and yellow deck, but mainly blue, it only costs 2 to put out. Okay, See, it says energy cost of this card is reduced by 2 right here. And then, since it only costs 2, you could use the other 2 that you might have needed to play it, and you give this card triple strike and 10,000 power. So this becomes, for 4 energy, a triple strike 30,000 card. That's really powerful, you know? A triple strike, you could do some damage at the right time with this card. So I put 4 of those in here, okay? And let's go to I'll just do the Zamasu next. I put these in here. They're Secret Desires Zamasu. It's 1 yellow, so you have some extra yellow if you need it. But when you put this card down, you get to draw a card. So this card automatically replaces itself. You put it down for 1 energy and you get to draw a card. Other than that, it's not much use. This will negate attack if you would need to. You need a yellow card in your hand and you throw it away and you need an untapped energy. Here's what it says. When your opponent attacks with a card, you may choose 1 yellow card in your hand and place it in your drop area. Choose 1 of your yellow energy and switch it to rest mode and place this card in its owner's drop area. If you do all that stuff, you negate the attack. So basically, you have to throw this card away, throw a card away, and untap an energy, and you can negate attack. So you might want to use this, might not, but it's just another way to replace it. It replaces itself when it comes out, and you could use this Zamasu to evolve. Like for instance, this card here, I got 2 of these mighty almighty beam fused Zamasus, and I got 2 alert gods. This one here only needs a Zamasu to evolve. But I only have 2 of those because it's hard to keep cards on the field because so many things destroy your cards or throw your cards back in your hand or throw them at the bottom of your deck. So evolving is sort of difficult in my opinion. So anyway, you have 2 of these in here, and this Zamasu that could evolve from the one that I just showed you that I got 4 of. That's why they're in here. If your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, it says you may place 1 card from your hand in your drop area. If you do, you negate the attack. So it's got a built-in negate. So that's that one. I only have 2 of those in there. And then this one here is the Almighty Beam Fused one. You can Union Potara, which is like you have fusion too. Evolving Goku Black and a Zamasu. So you can get rid of like one of these junky ones late in the game and one of these junky ones and turn it into this. If you would need to, for just 2 energy instead of paying 4. And what this does is, if your leader card is Zamasu, which it is, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of your deck. Okay? So basically this is a way of getting rid of your opponent's big cards. So there's 2 of those in the deck. Okay? And then I got 1 of these. This is sort of optional. It's an indestructible Union Potara Zamasu. And when I read indestructible, it says you can't be KO'd and stuff. And I'm actually thinking the way the rules are, and somebody could comment on this to verify this, you can't have this card put back in your hand or put on the bottom of your deck. Understand? Like say my opponent is playing with this Beam Fused Zamasu and he uses this ability on my Advocate for Evil. It won't work because he's indestructible. That's how I read that. That's how I've been playing it. Give me your comments, see what you think, if that's how that rule works. But I think indestructible means there's no way it leaves the battlefield. That's what indestructible means. So there's just 1 of those in the deck. Like I said, it's hard to involve all this stuff, in my opinion, during the play. So I don't put too many evolvers in unless they're really needed. And based on that, the other evolver that I have in here is this Infinite Force Fused Zamasu. I mean, it would take 10 to put out unless you have 7 energy and a Goku Black and a Zamasu. And it's indestructible, and it has the auto on this, besides being a 30,000 power card, is that you get to choose 1 of your battle cards of your opponent, energy, life, and hand, and all throw them in the bottom of your deck. So that's a real powerful card. But you know, 7 energy, by that time in the game, if you haven't 7 energy, you might want to put something else out, or you could have won or lost the game by then, you know. So there's only 1 of these in the deck that I put in. Okay, and then before I get to the Unison cards, I put 4 of these in here. This is a really good card. It's sort of expensive too, this grade 8. It only costs 2, one of them being yellow, but look, it's 15,000 power, which means you can attack a flipped over leader card. And also, if this card is dead, or you throw it away because you combo with it, if you would throw it away to combo, which is free because it's 0 for 5,000, if it's in your drop area, you can spend 2 to throw it in your warp and you draw 2 cards. So this card actually replaces itself and lets you draw an extra card, which is awesome if you have enough energy to do things with. So if you were running a situation where you need some extra cards late in the game or mid game, you can, each one of these will draw 2 cards. So I put those in there. And then here's the unison cards. I'll go with the low ones to high ones. I got 4 King Vegetas, 2 Raditz, and then 2 Goku Tents. So the King Vegeta, I like this card very well because it only has 2 energy to put out. And right away you can throw one of your opponent's battle cards back into their hand. Now that's not going to kill their battle card, but it's going to slow them down. Unless they're using a card, like for instance, it's not going to work well against this card. Because you're going to throw this card back into your opponent's hand if he had the same kind of deck, and he's going to play it again and put a bunch of shadow tokens out. So sometimes this is not going to work depending on what card you choose. But for 2 energy, you get a 15,000 card that's going to, get rid of your opponent's cards, 1 per turn, and you get a +1 for it. And then if you get enough built onto the counters, look what it can do. You can draw cards or put battle cards on the bottom of their deck in any order. So this card is very versatile. I really like this King Vegeta. The only problem, like I said, is this ability here puts the card back in the opponent's hand. If it put it in the bottom of the deck or KO'd it, it would even be super powerful. They probably wouldn't let that happen because it'd be too overpowered, blah, 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 right? So there's 4 of those. And then I got 2 Raditzes in. These are sort of optional. You might want to put something else. Like, you might want to go with 4 of these instead of 2 of these and just have all Gotens. But what this Giant Force Raditz is, it's a blocker, which is nice, and also can reactivate its blocker skills. Okay, and it's 19,000 power for only 3 energy, so that's pretty good. And so for 0, you can draw a card and then switch it to active mode, and that's activate main. That's not once per turn, but the auto once per turn to turn into blocker you can use. So this is like a dual blocker almost. Anyway, and then at the bottom is you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, return to the owner's hand, and then at the end of the turn switch up to one of your blue energy to active mode. So this is a pretty good card, and it only costs 3 to put out. So if you want to put down a unison card and you don't have 4 energy, this would be what you would use, because this card is better, but it takes 4 energy. So, and that's why I was thinking, gee, do I want to use these Raditzes or do I want to put 4 of these in? So I was like him hauling back and forth. So anyway, there's this one here. This is the last card in the deck. This is a really good card because it's dual attack and blocker, which means you can attack and then not attack the second turn and block. That's the way I read the rules, okay? You can, if you need to, if you have enough counters on here, you can draw 2 cards, or the big thing on the bottom is you can take 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and barrier, and place them at the bottom of their owner decks. So you can get rid of 2 of your opponent's battle cards even if they have barrier. So this is a really good card. So if you have like 7 or 8 energy and you put this down, you're going to have so much stuff that you can do. Okay, and these are activate main, not activate turn. But this is a good card. So that's the whole Zamasu deck. My black zoo deck. I hope you like it. Give me a like. Give me some information, what you think about the deck and the rules. And give me a share and give me a like. I'm not pro level at this, but I know how to build decks. I've built decks before that have won me cards like Magic the Gathering, Black Lotuses. I'm really good at Two-Headed Giant. That's when 2 people play side by side. Me and one of my friends used to play that all the time. We were like undefeated. We never lost a game. We didn't play forever, of course, but so I sort of know what I'm doing, but I'm not a pro or not a real expert. But I can give you some good advice. Anyway, this is a fun deck. I think it will beat most decks. It costs a little bit of money to buy these singles. Some of these singles are not cheap, and they're sort of hard to find. But give me a like, give me a subscribe. So I was just like telling you my experiences of building decks, so you don't think I'm a rookie. That's basically what that whole little ending explanation was. So anyway, give me a like. Talk to you people later.